welcome to my kitchen and another episode of What's for Dinner. Tonight I'm going to be making a delicious Oktoberfest style bake, and it's something we're going to throw in the oven and just let it slow cook all afternoon. So let's go see how we do this. We're just going to take some things I had in the fridge and some things I needed to use up, and we're going to make this delicious kind of baked dinner. You can also do this in a crock pot and slow cook it throughout the day, and it's going to be just delicious. But what we're going to start with is I have 2 small bags. This is like 2 pounds of sauerkraut. Store-bought sauerkraut. I like the refrigerated kind as opposed to the stuff in a can. I find this to be much more flavorful, and I enjoy it a lot more.
Want to make your own? Go ahead.
You can make your own. Making your own is super simple. But I'm just going to take a pinch, I'm going to say 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, and I'm going to add that in.
I smell it already.
Yep. And I'm going to take a little bit of poultry seasoning, because these flavors smell and remind me of autumn. And this is going to be like, I'm calling it an Oktoberfest bake. And then I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. About 1/2 teaspoon. My dogs are going nuts too, so. And I think I'm going to leave out the salt because everything else we have in here is going to be plenty. And then if people need to season this further when they, sit down to eat, then they can salt their own. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a nudge around. And it's going to cook in there, so it's not even a big deal. What else I have here? I have some potatoes. I have 2 very large Idaho bakers. They are called jumbo bakers. And I'm just going to put these in here. This doesn't have to be perfect. If I had a bigger pan, that's the plight of me, my plight. I have bowls that are too small and pans that are too small. It's just the way it is. That's all. I have an apple. I have 3 small Jonathan apples. My friend who runs the little Amish store that we shop at, and coincidentally, we're helping them open another one. So that's exciting and fun. I have about 4 large carrots that I just scrubbed, topped and tailed, and cut into chunks. And you can see this is already starting to come together beautifully. I have 2 medium-sized onions that I peeled and quartered. And I have about 6 small cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to toss those in there. So it's looking really good already.
A lot of this will cook down too.
It will cook down. And then I have about 1.5 links of smoked sausage. This is beef smoked sausage. You can use whatever kind you like. If you prefer chicken or turkey, or just the pork variety, that's fine. This is what I had. I prefer the beef smoked sausage and the beef kielbasa because I find that it's less greasy. And I think it has a bit of a better flavor, but that's just my own personal preference. Okay, let me move this out of the way. The last thing that we're going to add in here to give it a little moisture is a hard cider, because I had it available. If you don't have hard cider available, you can throw your favorite beer in here. You can throw regular apple cider or apple juice, or a combination of apple cider and chicken stock. That will work just...
Hey.
What?
The rest is mine.
The rest is yours. I didn't even get a sip of it. Thanks.
Oh, you should take some.
Wow. I'll just drink the one that's in the refrigerator.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. Now,
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with a piece of parchment. This facilitates 2 reasons for me. This actually facilitates 2 purposes. It's going to help keep the moisture in. It's going to help steam everything down. And it's going to help keep the food from touching the aluminum foil. Now, I know that I use aluminum foil pans a lot, but that's a different gauge of aluminum, and it doesn't pit if you get something acidic next to it. Now we're dealing with sauerkraut, so obviously we're going to have some acidic juices going on in there. And the hard cider as well. So when aluminum foil breaks down, it can tend to pit, which means it gets tiny little holes in it that will then, when you take it off, the aluminum essentially has melted onto your food, and you don't want to eat that.
I don't need any more help.
I just don't want to eat the aluminum, okay? And that's just as simple as it gets. We'll just leave it there. Now we're going to put this, I have my oven set at about 325, and it is now 10 minutes to 4. I'm probably going to cook this for 2.5, 3 hours maybe, and then it'll be time for dinner. So into the oven it goes. I'm going to actually put this on a baking pan in case it happens to cook out a little.
Run off over.
Yeah. So we'll be back when it's time to fix you a plate of delicious Oktoberfest bake. Okay, we're out of the oven, and I let it sit for about a half an hour before we're ready to eat. And this was in the oven at 325 for about 2.5 hours. And the potatoes are just perfectly done. You can pierce them with a fork, and they're not totally falling apart, and they're not totally mushy, but they've absorbed some of this great flavor from the pan, and we're ready to eat. So I'm going to fix you a plate because I know you're hungry, and we'll be right back. And there you have it. Delicious Oktoberfest bake. Smoked sausage, potatoes, onions, sauerkraut, carrots, apples, and a little hard cider. What could it hurt? It's really delicious and hearty and perfect for this time of year. I know we're going to have leftovers, but that's not going to be a problem because they'll be devoured for lunches this week. So I hope you give this a try, and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber, so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!